Hello, my name is Keely Page, and the program that I have developed throughout this course is called Golden Years Financial. To give you a quick overview, I'll be discussing what really inspired me to focus specifically on this program and this specific community. And the purpose, vision, mission, framework of the program that I've developed, and also just our objectives and our hopes or plans within the next year for this program and how we plan to evaluate them, and also providing how this program is promoting community and social inclusion. So I currently work for Adult Protective Services, and I do the intake, and on a regular weekly basis, we get probably about 5 to 7 reports regarding financial abuse, sometimes maybe more. It depends on the week. And usually the abusers are family members, children of elderly, grandchildren, nieces, nephew. And sometimes the abusers are themselves. Sometimes there's reports of financial self-neglect. And usually it's because that individual is either making poor choices, they're not sure how to pay their bills, or going about connecting with other resources, or just lack of education. And Humboldt County is a very rural community, and the resources, of course, are very limited. Usually regarding financial abuse, we always cross-report it to police, and they complete their own investigation, and APS completes their own, and we always cross-report our findings. Hopefully there's prosecution. However, there's no, in this community, that I have found or I'm aware of or research that really provides education to community members, primarily elderly adults and their families, and really this program is available to all community members. It's targeted toward that specific population, elderly community, which is 65 and older. There aren't a lot of resources. I don't believe there's anything that just provides one-on-one intervention on how to protect yourself, to prevent financial abuse, because of course everyone's at risk for financial abuse. Anyone could be taken advantage of. And this community, like I stated earlier, is very rural, and hopefully this program can, start the increase of resources for this community. Also, the National Center on Elder Abuse has determined that approximately 20% of all reported cases of elder abuse involve some inappropriate use of older adult financial resources, personal property, or other assets of value. So financial abuse definition, and I will be providing you with the APS definition that we currently use in our unit. So it is a taking of real or personal property of an elder for a wrongful use or with intent to defraud, or both. Also, financial abuse is a very broad spectrum. Financial abusers could be family members to a stranger calling, stating, false information, trying to get your personal information, identity theft, or having you send them a check so you can get some lotto winnings, which is referrals that we do receive a lot. And also it could be just direct, like undue influence, convincing an elderly person, manipulating them into sending over property to something different, as possibly like a grandchild coming into an elderly home, and having the elderly person pay for their food, and this grandchild not contributing at all into any expenses. And now that the older adult is having to pay for expenses for both two people, which is on a very limited income, probably of Social Security, they now aren't able to financially care for their needs, such as assisted equipment, food, medical expenses, because of course aging is expensive. And I just wanted to remind everyone that of course we are all mandated reporters. We all know that. And to make a financial abuse report, you only need reasonable suspicion. It is not your job to investigate. So you don't need to call and find out if this is true, or I feel like you have to get everything to solve your own case. Usually that's left over for APS social workers to do investigation and the police officer. You just need any reasonable suspicion. And also, if it doesn't turn out to be true, it's okay. No one gets in trouble. It's better to report than not to say anything at all. So the purpose of this program is to really help promote the quality of older adults in this community. So a lot of our financial abuse, the aftermath is ugly. It takes a toll on the individual emotionally, physically, mentally, and it causes severe decline. And it, of course, high stress. And it's just, it's really not something that someone should be dealing with at such a time in their life when they should just be enjoying their time and living the best life as possible, and not worrying about having to trust being careful who they trust, making sure they don't give certain information out on phone calls. It's really emotionally taxing abuse that can really some of them, can cause death within the elderly. And then also their older adults are increasing. They're increasing. And at this point, I personally don't believe we have enough resources available to meet that increase. And also older adults are at a higher risk for financial abuse. So just want to know everyone is at risk for financial abuse. And also, depending on the referral, the interventions are very limited. So it really depends on the situation if anything can even be done. I feel like if we provide this education to people ahead of time, then a lot of this situation, people won't be in certain situations. For example, we get referrals for people who put their children, family members, or someone as a signer on their account to help them pay bills, because of course that's something that's not a responsibility they want to take on at this time, or probably want to just focus on other responsibilities. And so they have put someone in as a signer on their account, and this person is legally able to drain everything. And it's not against the law, because of course they were a signer on the account. And usually by this time the report gets in to APS, and there's really nothing we can do but cross-report it to police and just really provide interventions and referrals and as much assistance as we can to make sure this doesn't happen anymore. And also just provide education to them about how they can protect themselves in the future. And there are some older adults that because someone's signed on their account and have access to their account and they can legally drain everything, a lot of them do end up homeless. And Humboldt County, being such a rural community and limited resources, is not a place you want to be homeless at, in my opinion. So the mission of this program is to provide education and support to the community to decrease and prevent financial exploitation, to allow individuals to age with dignity. Vision. Prevent financial abuse with the collaboration of the community members and other agencies. Community's needs. So the community members in this program development are the stakeholders. They will be an advocate for their own community, their own determinants of whether this program will success or fail. This program is specifically to help the community, and really I'm relying on the community to tell me what they need, what they want from this program, so we can better cater to their needs and wants to make sure this program's a success and is actually making a positive change. And so to assess the community's needs, we are planning on doing interviews, and that is usually going up to people's homes, presenting the idea, this is the plan, hopes of the program, and asking them, what do they want from us? What do they need? And it's really going to be a lot more of listening and empathy. A lot of people have their own stories. A lot of people are somehow taken advantage of a lot than we realize, and we just have to pay attention to those stories to collect information. It's really going to be more listening than asking than anything, and really letting that individual know that we're there for them and tell us what you want, what you need. And of course, very aware there are people who probably just won't let us in their home and that, or just have the time to talk to us, and that's fine. That's fine. Everybody has that right to decline services. So the framework for this program will be the strength-based theory, and honestly, I'm in love with this theory. It's just kind of the theory that I've worked most of my career. It's currently what we work with at Adult Protective Services. It's just focusing on what's already working for them. What are they able to do? There will be constituents, of course, that have families that can help them set up interventions to protect their financial stability. There's some that already have, precautions set in place, and, we can provide education or just maybe different alternatives or different possibilities to help grow off of that. We don't want to change anything. We don't want to focus on negatives. We just really want to focus on what's working for the community and build off of that. So things that I would not do with this program, that we are planning on not doing with this program, is I am not going to let anyone really tell me or even myself, like, I'm not going to decide what the needs are. Yes, I live in this community. Yes, I've lived here since 2000 for about 8 years. I consider myself a Eureka resident, Humboldt County person. Remember, I work in Humboldt County. I work for Humboldt County. However, I'm not going to decide what this program should provide people specifically. They have to tell me what they want, what they need. And really, the community is their best expert on what they want and what they need and what works for them and what doesn't work for them. And also, what I plan on not doing is marketing towards fear of people. I mean, I worked with a lot of clients who are fearful to even answer their phone because they see commercials about, of course, identity theft, people calling over the phone, giving them wrong information. And some people are just terrified, and that's not where we want to go. It will probably get like immediate participation, but in the long run, working off fear is not going to prolong this program or its success. Fear works, but it doesn't, not the way I want it to. And I want this program to really of course, focus, like I said earlier, on people's strengths, what's working. Not focusing on fear that if you don't participate in our program, that of course you're going to be a victim of financial abuse. No, that's not the way it works. Really, I want to focus on, what you're doing now that's working and how we can help improve that. The objectives. Objectives of my program is to build relationships with community agencies. So currently our agencies here are very limited. However, I do want to connect with our Senior Resource Center, and they cater to a lot of elderly adults, such as free lunch, and they provide a lot of day programs. And what I'm hoping is to collaborating with other agencies to provide, like during their lunches, during their free time, or collaborating during events, to provide an overview of this program and to let people be aware, and using that time and those events to really take advantage of a group of people that I feel would benefit from this program. And also, of course, decrease financial exploitation. That's, of course, something this program is focused on. And we're hoping to possibly decrease financial abuse reports at least by 20% within the next year. But yes, we do have to take into mind that, of course, there are a lot that already doesn't get reported. But those will be our primary focus for this year, and we will be reevaluating that every year. And that's with the community members, other agencies such as APS, Senior Resource Center, Area 1 agency, hopefully even law enforcement, because they're the ones that do investigate the financial abuse as well. So, evaluation method. So, how I will evaluate the objective of community involvement with other agencies is that I plan on definitely keeping record of collaborations that we have with other agencies, such as events and presentations and different referrals. There is a plan to have, of course, when constituents come to our program to get services, fill out a card that says if they were referred and by who. And we will determine really the increase of referrals if they're by other agencies like APS or Senior Resource Center or Area 1 agency, or maybe even by financial institutions saying, hey, you should really go to this program. They have more information or could give you one-on-one intervention. And then also, we will be evaluating the progress of this program by the number of constituents that we get. Hopefully it's an increase, a consistent increase. And it's not an increase of people who are being victimized or being exploited financially. It's going to be hopefully people who just want to be educated on how to protect themselves, really. And also, if the constituents themselves they want to come and provide one-on-one intervention or even speak at events or presentations to how maybe how this program has helped them, or they are just probably very knowledgeable about financial policies and with banks and signers and co-signers and power of attorneys, that they just want to come and provide that kind of information and probably even educate our own staff. Community participation is going to be a major determinant on our evaluation. So, community inclusion, why we do what we do. So this program, in hopes of promoting inclusion by providing older adults, or just really anyone in the community, with the ability to age with dignity. Everyone's gonna age, everyone's gonna get older. So I feel like this affects almost everyone. And really, as you get older, it costs more. It doesn't get cheaper. Medical expenses are high. Your assisted care, you need caregivers, you need, God, there's so much. Insurance, need the power of attorneys put in place just in case. Sometimes there's a lot that needs to be put in place. And if not, then we get a lot of reports of people being left in their filth and dependent because they don't have the money to pay for caregivers. They don't have the money to pay for assisted equipment. They don't have enough money to even pay for rent, so they have to stay in a shelter. And being homeless and probably using a walker, wheelchair, and cane, which you see a lot out here, is not the ideal way for an older person to live their life. And I feel like older adults deserve respect, and I really feel that our program needs to be there to meet their needs and provide them with the ability, education, intervention, referrals to have them live the best life that they choose, the quality life that they determine is their quality of life, is a quality of life, and to really age with dignity. And so that is our hope for this program. If you have any questions, please let me know. Also, if you maybe have questions later, please feel free to email me. It's kpage15@une.edu. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.